Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again, and today I need to talk about the Edge of Fate campaign in Destiny 2, as I believe it's one of the best DLC campaigns we've gotten in quite some time. There's a lot of things to like about it, and I feel like if you're a player who has been on the fence about jumping back into Destiny 2 or purchasing this latest expansion, you definitely should be checking out the campaign because it is a very refreshing time for this game, in my opinion. Not only do we have the light level reset, which I feel like gives us a bit of a fresh start, the narrative is very different from other expansions we've gotten, and it does feel like we are doing more story of the week type stuff where things are connected but not necessarily going to be everything intertwined all the time. And I feel like that's a good thing because it allows the developers over at Bungie to get more creative with their ideas, and you can really see that not only with the story beats of the campaign. As you go through, you meet some of the new characters, you explore the new land, you kind of uncover this hidden world of Kepler. And I'm not going to have any spoilers in the video, whether it is footage or I'm not going to talk about any story spoilers, but I just personally feel like they did a really good job, much better than I was expecting. I had relatively low hopes for this expansion as far as the story beats go, because it did seem like they were trying to start this new 5-10 year, whatever the case may be, long adventure that we're going on, just like we had the Light vs. Dark saga previously. And now it does feel like that is maybe being set up on the horizon, but it's not this overbearing weight of us waiting to see what happens next. It really feels like we are making progress within this standalone story, but also we have something larger to look forward to as well. Kepler itself, I was worried was going to be incredibly small, not enough to explore, but it does have quite a few secrets. It's got some different events going on to check out as well. It's got world tiers, which is something that I feel like I've been waiting for a long time. I used to really enjoy leveling up world tiers in games like Outriders or The Division, and I'm glad that's an option in Destiny 2, because it really feels like you can set the general world to the difficulty that you are personally looking for, and I do think that's a major bonus. Narratively, the new characters that we got, I think, are really interesting. There's a lot of fun twists with the narrative, as well as some things that I feel like Destiny campaigns have gotten quite predictable in recent times, because we knew where the narrative was ultimately heading. Whereas with this, it felt like there was a great unknown that we had been missing. A lot of the lore-heavy gamers, like my name is Bife, somebody who has been invested in the lore of Destiny for as long as the game has been around, have really praised the general direction of this campaign, and I understand why, based upon everything that I experienced myself. Now, that's not to say the DLC campaign is perfect, or it's not going to have some criticism. As per usual with a looter shooter, people will question the length of this. I do know that's something that is very common. These campaigns typically are not going to be as long as some DLC for single player games, for example, because they do add replayable content and some other things to chase as well. So that's something to keep in mind. It might not be long enough to keep you hooked. If you want to do things beyond the campaign as well, then there might not be enough there for you to purchase the DLC, and that's fully understandable. However, there is enough there, in my opinion, that it is well worth playing if you're going to continue checking out the game after the campaign as well. You're going to play all the typical raid stuff, the new activities that are available as well. There's also another issue that a lot of people have been having with the DLC campaign, and that is the Matter Spark, where you kind of go into this electric ball, you can travel around, and some people have gotten motion sickness from it. It's just a really disorienting feeling to travel with it, and I think that's one change that I hope they make sooner rather than later, because it does feel like they are trying to lean into these alternate standalone abilities that you access across the map, and that is just not going to be enjoyable if you get motion sick every single time you have to use it. Now, I do like the fact that you unlock various upgrades along your path during the campaign, and as you do that, you have secrets to find with the new upgrades. You also have new storylines to visit. You can kind of approach the campaign in a different way than we're used to with Destiny as well. You can kind of do some things that are not as linear as we've come to expect with Destiny, and I think that's another really positive change overall. And yeah, it's just the matter spark and the length that I think people are mostly going to have problems with. Again, there's not going to be a perfect campaign ever, but I do think this is one that I would give a strong 8 to, if I were to say in comparison to things like Lightfall and other DLC that have maybe not lived up to the expectations that we had for it. Now, some other things to keep in mind if you are still on the fence about playing the Edge of Fate, purchasing the new expansion, all of that, there's a lot more to look forward to. We get another major free update that's basically going back to the Plague Lands. That's going to happen in just a few months. So maybe you wait until that drops, and then that'll be worth checking out the entire DLC alongside that free update, and that'll provide you with enough content. Or you can wait till the winter, I believe it is, when the new expansion that is going to be Star Wars themed is going to drop. There's a lot this year, I think, to look forward to. The way that they're setting this all up, if the next expansion is as deep and interesting as this current one is, I do feel like we are in for a very strong year of Destiny, which is kind of why the low player base numbers is very much a bummer. This feels like a good reset, but I do understand why people might have been burned in the past from the game and won't be willing to jump back in, especially not to pay $40 to $80 if you're looking at a full year maybe of content in order to jump back into a game that no longer brings you joy. That's something that I've talked about consistently. If you're not having fun with a game any longer, it is perfectly fine to step away for a short period of time, a long period of time, or forever, depending on what you decide to do, when you can come back and enjoy it. Me personally, I take breaks, I jump into other games from time to time, and then I come back to Destiny when I'm feeling like it's a good opportunity, and I feel like the Edge of Fate is the perfect time to jump back in if you've taken a break, because it just feels like it's very strong right now. There's a lot to look forward to. The systems are good. I haven't even talked about the armor set bonuses, which I think are a big positive as well. We've got changes to the weapon system, so much there that I feel like is a positive direction for the game as a whole, and I'd love to hear everyone else's thoughts. Have you enjoyed the DLC so far? Are you excited to check out more of Edge of Fate, or are you not really looking to jump back into the game anytime soon because it just isn't delivering what you want? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like the video, as always, comment, subscribe, have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.